it.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a skill build that's really good for legendary. If you hate being bombarded with explosions, this is a good build to use against that. So let me take you through the pieces. Okay, so on here we're going to be running 3 pieces of Empress International. That is my mask, my chest piece, and my backpack. When you have 1 Empress, you get 10% skill haste. The second piece, you get 10% skill damage, and the third piece, you get 10% skill efficiency. For all the new players out there, skill efficiency is really good because if I have 10% skill efficiency, you also get 10% skill damage, 10% skill haste, 10% stays effect, 10% repair skills. Anything that's a yellow attribute, you basically get 10% off. And on here, I'm on the attributes on the mask, I have skill damage, explosive resistant, and a skill haste gear mod. On the backpack, I have the exact same setup, explosive resistant, skill damage, and a skill haste gear mod. The talent on here is called Combined Arms. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 25% for 3 seconds. Another good alternative skill, if you're not really much of a shooter, you can use tech support. For my chest piece, exact same setup, skill damage, explosive resistant, and skill haste. On here I have kinetic momentum. When in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not on cooldown. Stacks increase your total skill damage by 1% and total skill repair by 2%, up to 15 stacks per skill, lost when on cooldown. So we have 2 skills, and when you're at full stack on kinetic momentum, you get 30% skill damage and you get 60% skill repair, which is a lot. For my remaining pieces, I have a Richter and Kaiser glove. On here, I have skill damage and explosive resistant. For 1 piece, you get 20% incoming repair. What that is when you heal yourself, you get better heals towards yourself, or if your teammates are healing you. For my other piece is another Richter and Kaiser. This is my holster. On here I have skill damage, explosive resistant. The reason I want 2 pieces on this build is the second piece gives you 10% explosive resistance. For my last piece, I'm using the Sawyer's knee pads, which is an exotic knee pad. On here it comes armor, explosive resistant, and health. So the talent on here is called Stand Your Ground. It cannot be staggered by explosions. Increase total weapon damage by 3% each second. You are not moving. Stacks up to 10 until you start moving. All stacks lost 10 seconds after moving. So here you get 30% weapon damage. So you can't use this is literally the full amount of explosive resistance you can get. So you get 10% from here, you get another 10% from here, you get 10% from here. So that's 30% from Empress. For the 2 pieces of Richter and Kaiser, you get 30% because you get 10% here, you get 10% here, and you get 10% from the 2 pieces. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then you get another 10% from the attribute here, which is 70. So 70% explosive resistant is actually the highest you can get. You will still take damage from explosions, but it's not that much. I think it's around 4 to 5 explosions until your armor breaks. So what I've done with this build is, because what's actually saving me is kinetic momentum. Because you get repair skills, you can heal yourself. Okay, so this is the reason why I'm running the skills I'm running. So I'll show the skills I'm running right now is the assault turret and the fixer drone. Okay, so I've tested this build out quite a few times without the fixer drone, and you will consume all your health kits eventually if you're not picking health kits from the floor. But to mitigate that, you can have a fixer drone, and honestly, if you watch the video, you'll see that my fixer drone literally keeps me alive the whole time. I do not need to use any of my health kits, because when I'm at full stack, you get 60% repair skills, which is a lot, especially if you're healing yourself with the fixer drone. Okay, so my skills are assault turret and the fixer drone. So that's a really good combination if you're going to be using kinetic momentum on this build. All right, so we have at the moment on the build, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skill repair. So this is the reason why I'm running the technician specialization, because we're losing a skill tier from the Sawyer's knee pads. So Sawyer's knee pads is also really good because you do not get staggered by explosions, and that is one of the most annoying things in Legendary, is getting staggered the whole time, especially say 2 of your teammates are dead and it just the explosions don't stop. So this is a good exotic in case you want to pick up your teammates. You can keep yourself alive with the fixer drone, and you don't get staggered, so you can actually pick up your teammates on the floor. Okay, so the reason I'm also running tech support is not just because of the skill tier that you get, but you also get 12% damage to drones, skill proxies, and robotics. In Legendary, there's a lot of robotics, so you do extra damage towards them. You can also go towards, you can also upgrade one of these. It depends on you. I have skill healing on here, which is actually for another build. So what you want to do is you want to spec this into 10% skill damage. For my weapons, I'm running the capacitor. The capacitor is also really good because you got a talent called capacitate. You get extra skill damage from here, and you've got quite a good amount of weapon damage. So shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage. After 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second. For each skill tier, gain 7.5% weapon damage. So I like to shoot quite often. This is why I have combined arms on here, and capacitor works perfectly with combined arms because you can easily stack up. I usually get full stacks most of the time, and yeah, that's a good talent. But if you're not much of a shooter, you can obviously have tech support. Capacitor is a must still on a skill build. For my other weapon, I'm running the Surge. So the Surge gives you perfect spike. Headshot grants 25% skill damage for 15 seconds. This is another good talent. All you need to do is just one headshot and you get that 25% skill damage. For my last gun, I'm using the Card 45. And on here I have In Sync. So hitting an enemy grants 15% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a non-shield skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 15% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. Okay, so that's another good. If I run out of ammo, I tend to go to my pistol. So the last thing is, the reason I'm not using Demolitionist, because you've got a pretty good attribute on here, which is ignore explosions, can only trigger once every 60 seconds. But if we do use the Demolitionist, that means we lose a skill tier, so they'll put us up 5 skill tier. You could change this, but I prefer not being staggered and and you're just ignoring it every 60 seconds. We're already being kept alive by the fixer drone, so you don't have to use the Demolitionist specialization. So let me show you how good the heals are. I don't know if you paid attention to the gameplay. You can check in the gameplay out. There's one section where me and another teammate were behind cover. A grenade came to us, or a drone that explodes. His health, he nearly died practically, and I was fine. Like, I did not get affected. My health didn't come down. So this build has got a lot of survivability. Okay, so let me just damage myself. Okay, so we're currently at full stack on the kinetic momentum, but if I activate my skill, I'll show you how much healing it does. Yeah, pretty fast. And regarding Surge knee pads, see, I've already lost. So what you have to do with Surge knee pads is you have to be like this the whole time. This is the only way you can proc Surge knee pads max. If say you want to shoot, you want to turn, the best thing to do is aim and just turn your shoulder. Otherwise, if you do this, can you see my Surge knee pad stacks are going down? So that's the downside to this, is you do have to be in one place, but you can just turn your shoulder if it's, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but that's all you have to do. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much the build, guys. It's a really good build. I like to use this mainly in Manning Zoo and Tidal Basin. The gameplay was in Roosevelt because I just didn't feel like playing Tidal Basin and Manning Zoo, because if I play with randoms, it might just take too long, and I wasn't really in the mood to play. But it's in Manning Zoo and Tidal Basin is where this build is really good, because on those two legendaries there are a lot of explosions, but you know, it also works in all the other legendaries. So it's a really good build to make. You might struggle with getting... Actually, I don't think you'll struggle with getting any of these pieces. I think the only piece you will struggle with are the chest piece and backpack, because this kind of took me a while if you're going to get it with skill damage and explosive resistant with kinetic momentum. I think that's the only piece you might struggle with farming. It won't take you too long. You just got to keep doing... What I did was kept farming in Petco, and yeah, the piece finally dropped. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great week and a wonderful weekend. Please like the video, and I appreciate the support, guys. Subscribe to my channel. And yeah, peace.